I'm the president for the Nigeria Scrabble Federation. I'm an avid Scrabble lover. I love to play Scrabble, and that's what led me to administering Scrabble administration in Nigeria. I am an engineer of about 30 years repute now. I'm from Kogi State in Nigeria. That's the middle belt area of Nigeria. I started my career in engineering in the southern part of Nigeria, Port Harcourt to be precise. Lived in Port Harcourt for about 17 years before I moved to the middle of the country, to the federal capital. And over this period, I've contributed my quota to Scrabble. I was president for Nigeria Scrabble for about 12 years before I stepped aside for someone else to be the president for 8 years. After his 8 years, I came back again. More from the yearnings of the general Scrabble population in Nigeria to set things aright. And set things aright, I definitely will.
How did you and Scrabble meet?
I got introduced to Scrabble at the age of 13. Exactly on my 13th birthday, I went home to felicitate with my guardian. Then I was in King's College in Lagos. And he came back home with a Scrabble set and invited his wife to play Scrabble. And the wife said, "I'm too busy in the kitchen. I don't have the time." And he said, "Okay, come." Called me. "Let's play Scrabble." And I was fascinated. At that time, I was already falling in love with chess. But the moment I started Scrabble, I jettisoned chess. I started playing Scrabble seriously. But I never got involved with tournament Scrabble, not until I'd left the university. In fact, it was sometime in 1992, thereabout, which is almost like, is that 10 or 20 years after my 13th birthday. I think that must have been like 20 years after. My first introduction to Scrabble was, 20 years after my first introduction to Scrabble was when I came across tournament Scrabble.
How did you become the president of the Nigerian Scrabble Federation?
I stumbled onto tournament Scrabble 22 years ago. And not long after that, I became the president. In fact, coincidentally, my first international trip for Scrabble was to Accra, Ghana, for the 2000 Scrabble Championships. And it was out of curiosity to see what happens on the international level that took me to Accra, Ghana for the championship. I wasn't going there to play, I just wanted to observe, not knowing I was setting myself up to take over the reins of leadership in Nigeria. And I felt I needed to contribute my quota. What I did ask myself then was, can I meet up? Can I still become a champion in Scrabble? Or will I be better off administering, improving the lot of Scrabble? And the answer I gave myself then was, I don't think I have the time to read all the words in the dictionary anymore. So I gave my all to administration of Scrabble.
Tell us about your ambition for Scrabble in Nigeria.
I have always realized that Scrabble, the players of Scrabble, people who play Scrabble, should be the first to blow their own trumpet. And as such, I've desired and I've always wished that we have Scrabble playing venues all over the country. And that is what led to us saying that where 2 or 3 people are gathered, there is a need to formalize the relationship, make it a club, if there are just 2 or 3 of you who constantly play Scrabble, look for 4 more people to join you so that you could be 7. And you can expand from being 7 to much more than that and become a thriving playing club, so that many more people who want to start playing Scrabble can always be referred to your club to play Scrabble. And that is why in Abuja, where I'm based, the Central Scrabble Club is home to many Scrabble players in Abuja. In fact, it is home to a lot of Scrabble players in the country, because anybody who gets to visit Abuja knows that Zalika, where we play Scrabble, the home for the Central Scrabble Club, is a place that they can always visit any day and meet people playing Scrabble. And such is what I wish for the rest of the country. So recently, the exercise we started to register Scrabble playing clubs in Nigeria has yielded a lot of fruit, because to date we have about 38 playing Scrabble clubs scattered all over the country, and we are going to put all of them on a map on our website, so that just a click away we tell you where you can get to play Scrabble in the country. I believe Scrabble should get a better cut in sponsorship, in the development of the game. I'd always believe that what we get presently is not what we should be getting. But of course, that is looking at it from a fanatic of the game. But if you are able to put yourself on the outside, different from being an avid lover of the game, you get to realize that those who see Scrabble from the outside don't see it the way avid Scrabble players see it. And it's bridging that gap that I've been trying to solve all this while, such that those on the outside will see us differently from the way we see ourselves. And I'm beginning to get answers to that. It is my hope that someday Scrabble will enjoy as much followership as football does, because English is the should I say, the root for education in our country. Every child that goes to school must learn English, whereas every child that goes to school does not need to learn how to play football. And for that reason, I believe the support for Scrabble should actually cut across everyone in the world, especially English-speaking part of the world.
What feat have you attained as the president?
The result of that all that I gave to Scrabble started to manifest, from seeing Nigerians getting to the top of the Scrabble ladder in the world, seeing more Nigerians travel to play Scrabble. I led Nigeria to winning there about 7 championships in Africa out of 8. And recently just led the team again to winning the West African Scrabble Championship, which was just taking place for the very first time. Winning the country trophy has become more like bread and butter for us, because in the whole world, we have been the best country for the last 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. Best country has always come to us. However, we produced the champion in 2015, World Scrabble Champion in 2015. Winning in Africa has become like the birthright of Nigeria. So winning the West African regional is like what should have even come before we won the African Championship. But of course, the countries in West Africa did not get their act together over all these years. So it was basically Ghana and Nigeria that were prominent in Scrabble play in West Africa. But in recent times, Gambia, Liberia, and Sierra Leone have joined the fold. So I'm not surprised that we won again, because if we are the champions in Africa, where some of the West African countries partaking, then why should we not also be the champions in West Africa, which is just a region of Africa? So I think winning the World Championship again is the dream I have, so that we can finally seal the fact that, yes, Nigeria is a great Scrabble playing nation.
What's the plan for students?
We've come to realize that the biggest support for Scrabble we can actually get will be if we concentrate in the schools, because there's been no head of any school that has not believed in the fact that Scrabble is an aid to learning English and mathematics while playing. There's been no school principal or head of school that has said, do not introduce Scrabble to my school, because of the many merits of the game. And for that reason, we are concentrating more of our energy to developing Scrabble in the primary, secondary, and tertiary schools in Nigeria. In a very near future, coming from the heels of the last Nigeria University Games that we had, where we had over 240 participants from there, about 33 universities, we see it as a way to go. We see that we can easily get sponsorship for universities competing amongst themselves. In fact, we are thinking of an intercollegiate games where the universities, the polytechnics, and the colleges of education can all come together, starting from a regional basis to a national basis. And of course, the secondary schools too will not be left out. We know a couple of players earn a living right now by training students in secondary schools and even in primary schools. We shall improve upon that, such that every school can have a dedicated trainer who will train the staff of the school, and from there move on. Because we have well over 14,000 secondary schools in Nigeria. And that alone is a source of work or job for those who play Scrabble, who are even looking to be employed. If they can get employment as instructors in schools, I think it will help to also alleviate their own way of living.
How many countries have Scrabble taken you to?
I've lost count of the number of countries I've traveled to as far as Scrabble is concerned. If we start with Africa, for example, I've been to all the countries in the western part of Africa, talking Gambia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana now. And then we go to the east of Africa, I've been to Uganda, I've been to Kenya, I've been to Tanzania, I've been to South Africa, I've been to Zambia. Talking about the rest of the world, I've been to the US, been to Canada, been to Australia, been to Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, all Scrabble related.
Have you met the president of any country?
At the African Scrabble Championship in Tanzania in 2004. The championship was declared open by the then president of Tanzania. And I sat on the same table with him, because then I was the president of Pan-African Scrabble Association. Winning the African Scrabble Championship in 2004 in Tanzania and coming back home with the trophy, took us to meet our then president, Olusegun, with all the players who featured in that championship. They were all received in the presidential villa by the then Nigeria president. And I remember him saying that he played Scrabble, but he was not aware that Scrabble was played at such a continental level. I can confidently say that those two have met in the past and have dined and feted with.
What's the difference between playing online and playing physical Scrabble?
I am aware that a lot of people play Scrabble online. And in fact, you'll be surprised that most of these people who play Scrabble online do not know how to play physical Scrabble. But if you have ever played physical Scrabble, you can never compare the thrills playing physical Scrabble with playing online Scrabble, because you get to pick the tiles yourself from the bag, and there you know your fate is in your hands. It's what you know from what you pick that you're going to play. But when you play online, it's the computer that generates tiles for you. So you cannot really say your luck is in your hands. But when you play physical Scrabble, your luck is in your hands. You know what to go looking for in the bag by virtue of what has been played on the board. So maybe there's only one eye that is on the board and you see you have 50 tiles in the bag. Your belief is built that there are still 7 or 8 eyes left in the bag. When you play online, because of the speed of play online, you probably will not have that same mental thought. So there is a lot of more excitement. Besides, you get to make friends. All the countries I've visited in the world, I have friends there. I can never get stranded in any of those countries anymore. I've made friends that I cherish till tomorrow. And I want to encourage all those people who play online, who make friends online, to try and also practicalize the kind of friendship they've made online, and they'll see that it's a different ball game entirely. So if you have not played physical Scrabble, you are missing out from a lot.
What are the events you cannot forget in your Scrabble journey?
I think there was a particular tournament I was playing in, and it was a 15-game tournament, and I think that's the veterans category. That tournament held in Uyo, and I'd had 10 wins the previous day, 5 games to go. The first game of the next day, I won. Then came the 12th game, and I was playing against a formidable opponent, Aminu Mohammed. And he was locking down the board. And I sensed that there was a place, there was RE, and I knew if I could put my X there. And next to the RE was a double letter score. And I was wishing I could play index from the double word to the double letter. Index would be a 5-letter word. And that definitely was going to give me a big score, which gave me a chance for a comeback. Not only did I get to put the X in that position, but I ended up playing relaxing. It was a bingo. And the relaxing took me way ahead of him. That game was quite memorable to me because it made me win I think that was the 13th win for me. But the 11th win was even more bizarre because the person I was playing had shut down the whole board. And I said, there's just a chance for me. I think I had an S and a blank. And I told myself that if I made a certain move, it was going to play a certain word that would mean I would have to finish with an S and also put an S underneath what he was going to play. I didn't know what I was going to play, But lo and behold, I went into the bag, and what I picked was, I think, an M. And I played Amusias, Amusias. So I had an S under where he had constrained, and ended in an S where I thought I was going to end. And that gave me the victory. It was a planned move, and it worked out for me. I didn't know what I was going to play, but I knew I would have to end with an S and probably put another S, because I had a blank. I had an S and a blank, the penultimate move, and it constrained the move, and I ended up playing Amusias. Those two games are quite memorable to me, because that particular tournament I ended up winning it 15-0. I did not lose a game. So I guess when you are focused to winning a particular tournament and things work for you, it works for you to the end. I believe there is a halo that keeps going around and sits on the head of who is destined to win. So that day, I believe I was destined to win. There was no, even making a mistake, I said come back to win the game. I've lost count of the number of tournaments I've won now. I've lost count. And one of the most memorable tournaments for me was playing in the Masters category. The Nigeria Scrabble Friends organized tournament, the very first one. And my intention to go there was just to go Ghana rating points, because I was the lowest rated player. I wasn't even qualified to play in Masters, and I opted to play up. And I found myself winning 7 straight games. And these were master players who had just come out from a qualifying series of 45 games that they had all gone to play. And I felt, oh, there's no way I can take a game off these people who have been playing so many games and will be tournament ready. And I ended up winning. I think I came third in that particular tournament. I could have been second, because the person who came second had 3 rating points. The difference in that position and myself was 3 rating points, which also taught me to always get as many points when you win a game. And when you are losing a game, try to reduce the cumulative spread, because you can never tell when the spread will matter most.
I heard from Grapevine that you DJ'd in your university days, so give us something.
No, you said no. You forced this part. You are shaking your head. Yeah. Just give us something. Give us a freestyle.
I'm not in the mood to do freestyle.
Camera is rolling. Camera is rolling. Before they come now, before they go and start.
There also buddy, saved by the bell.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel, Scrabble Wins.